What's up, folks? This is Dan from Discern, and these are my thoughts on the new track from Graceful Closure, Unknown Land. Graceful Closure is an indie pop trio from Ohio. Jared Condon on the guitar and lead vocals, Matthew Beatty on the vocals, backing vocals, and keys, and Jared's brother Bryce Condon on the drums. In 2015, they released their debut EP through a crowdfunding campaign. And the band actually formed in 2013, but had just been playing live shows and releasing a few songs here and there up until that point. Since the release of their debut, the band has been playing even more live shows, including some notable Christian music festivals, and they've been writing new music and gearing up for a release sometime this fall or late this year, something like that. Just last week, they released their first single since their debut EP, a track called Unknown Land. As compared to their first EP, this track is more laid back, relaxed, and chill. It's more synthetically atmospheric. Most of the song, especially the chorus, is just covered in a collection of reverb-laden synths, from the wispy, ambient blanket synth pad to the softly sort of punchy and bright synth leads. These synthetic pieces stretch broadly from left to right in the audio spectrum, and come alongside some breathy backing vocals and some slow and really spacious drums. There's also some small moments of electric guitar, very small moments, with a sparkly tone that mostly sits obscured behind the sea of other sounds, but does take the lead after the in the down chorus after the bridge. And there's some great bass rhythms and tone going on as well, primarily in the second verse, where the bass is a little more exposed and you can hear its subtle use of overdrive or a slight bit of fuzz. I mean, just enough to feel that warmth as it lays down a really tight groove. And again, as with the guitar, the exciting subtleties of the bass get buried, moments later as these synthetic waves prominently roll through the chorus. The backbone, of the sound of this track is a typical synthpop feature, the myriad of synthetic pads and leads and very generous use of effects that create sort of a sonic mist that give the track a sense of space and expanse. But they perform it very cleanly and very smoothly. I mean, the song is easygoing and kind of unassuming, but the melody from its titular backing vocal line singing about this unknown land makes it memorable, makes it catchy. And this song actually reminds me a lot of the band Great Awakening, which I've talked about on this channel before. Link on the screen and in the description box below to that particular video. Some tracks from that band are very similar to this track, with synth-built landscapes and simple indie pop melodies. It's certainly a basic formula and sound, but I feel like that lack of complexity and the audio crispness that you get from the majority electronic instruments is what makes this sound so comforting and so easy to settle into. It's just a simple mood that they create rather than a complicated journey or listening experience. Lyrically, I can't say it's as smooth and consistently crafted as the music. In general, the song is about wanting to feel secure and safe and sure, instead of, as the lyric says, feeling like a shipwreck shored on an unknown land, feeling like a castaway. They want to feel stable and beyond confusion and chaos. It seems like they're also saying that instead of fighting against that feeling of instability in the storm on their own, they want to rest in God, their anchor in the storm. But this aspect of the lyrics, as well as basically most of the others, are quite empty and unfulfilling. The lyrics are pretty broad and undefined. I mean, I'm inserting God into the lyrics because he's not directly mentioned, but he's seemingly inferred. Just all the objects and subjects within this song are so generic. It's hard to tell what's really being sung about. I mean, lyrics like "there's a fire inside," or "gotta give up the fight," or "hold me through the storm," "out on the edge now." These sort of vague and sort of arbitrary objects and subjects. And basically, these faceless and formless objects and subjects boil down to the least common denominator and simply represent the base level emotions of instability and chaos and safety and security. So, whatever that means to you, the listener, or means to them, the artists, is pretty subjective. And yes, I understand that all art has a level of subjectivity to it. I mean, some more so than others. But to be honest, when lyrics function as a generic void or a blank slate for me to place my own emotions in my own interpretation into, I'm not going to connect to it very deeply. Probably because I don't connect deeply with my own thoughts. I'm not constantly compelled and moved by my own emotions, my own thoughts. My own thoughts and emotions are typical to me. They're ordinary. They're usually expected. So I need an artist to display their thoughts and their emotions, something likely unexpected or unordinary to me. And in doing so, I connect with them and I relate with them, and that informs my thinking. I just feel like overall art needs to say something clearly in order for me to feel something. So, all in all, I guess I didn't think the lyrics were very interesting, but if you're sort of tuning out the lyrics, not really looking at them too closely, and you're just feeling the mood and the vibe that they're creating, this is a pretty decent song. It's a combination of loose and relaxed synth pop with simple, curated synth tones and sounds that make the song feel complete and actually structurally tight. It's a clean sound. It's well balanced. It's crisp. And I wonder, honestly, if this more chilled out electronic indie pop sound is indicative of the album they've been working on. I thought their debut EP had a pretty good sound. I mean, definitely poppier and more energetic than this track. But hey, this could be a simple but interesting shift in their sound. Although I'm not expecting a whole lot from the lyrics, considering I thought their debut EP also suffered from sort of overly generic and lifeless lyrics. There are links down in the description box below this video for you to hear this track for yourself. Give it a listen. Let me know what you think about it. And for those who are interested, there is a link to Graceful Closure's Twitter as well. All right, thank you so much for watching this track review. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. New track reviews just like this one release every Wednesday, and new album reviews release every Friday. If you have a question or a comment for me about this track or about something else, you can comment below this video. You can tweet at me at discernreviews, or you can send me an email, discernreviews@gmail.com. Have you listened to this track from Graceful Closure? Were you one of the original backers of their debut EP? If you're already a fan, what do you think of this sound as compared to their debut EP? Let me know what you're thinking, folks. Hope to hear from some of you. Anyway, hope this helps. See ya.